menagerie of faces watching my computer projected onto the TV in my garage right now. So it's kind of exciting. This is where we want to kind of do the social education. But I have my sister, Erin Garrison.
Hello.
Hi, Erin.
So supporting her but not doing the cleanse is her husband, David Garrison.
Howdy.
Hey.
Nope. Paul Martinez, my co-worker.
Hello.
Yep. Hey, Paul.
My mother-in-law, Sally.
Hi.
Yay.
How are you?
Hey, Sally.
Supporting her husband, Stacy, for Paul.
Hello.
Yay.
My father,
Hello.
Tom.
Howdy.
Hi.
A really good friend, Joe Sanchez.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello,
Joe.
Joe.
And then my wife, Kendra, and then I. So we went around the whole circle, and we're excited to hear how to maximize the benefit of this 30 days. I think most of us are doing the product B, I believe. Yes, everyone's nodding. So we're doing that in addition to the product B with the, I think it's Plan B, where we're going to do the 2 days of the shake, meal, shake, cleanse, and then follow that plan versus the 2 cleanse days in a row. So with that said, Dave, take over.
All right. Hey, this is exciting. Hi, everyone.
Record, Dave. Don't forget to record.
I already hit. Okay, thanks, Janai. We're recording. So, and also we want to welcome Glenn, who is Janai's neighbor.
And Nancy, our neighbor. Yes, thank you.
Hello.
Welcome, Glenn.
Thank you.
And I want to say congratulations to everyone investing in their health and taking this time. Thank you.
Okay,
Absolutely.
let's get started. I'm going to leave the lines unmuted, so we'll hear everything that's going on in the background. I think you guys can mute yourself out if you need to, but I want to go ahead and leave this open for discussion if you have questions as I'm going through it. And we'll do questions and answers at the very end as well if you want to wait till the end to ask any questions. Okay, so let's just dive into it. So this is the 30-day system right here. They actually do different types of 30-day systems for athletes, for diabetics, and just there's all different types of ways that you can build a pack. And also they have already specific packs that are already named, like the athletes pack and things like that. Just little variances here and there. But really this is the foundation of the system right here. This along with the isogenesis product B is the 4 pillars of health, the four core. So along with this, you know, there's what I would call sticky products. These are isodelites. They're chocolate, dark chocolate, and milk chocolate. And I just want to share with you a few of the things that round off the system and make it more like a Cadillac, and let you know about these up front rather than you finding out about them or maybe never hearing about them. The isodelites are an amino acid supplement, and it took a Dr. Paul Anderson about 6 years to get to where you couldn't taste the amino acids in the chocolate. And he's a pain management doctor out of Canada. And he introduced these to Isogenics, and they loved them. They work perfect for our cleanse days. They have, like I said, amino acids. He got the chocolate, and there's 4 grams of sugar. Those glucose molecules actually take the amino acids and get them to cross the blood-brain barrier. And one of the amino acids is GABA, which helps with appetite. It just feeds that part of the brain with the amino acids so that you don't feel that hunger. They're both also infused. You can get them with or without green tea infused into it. So these are they're little squares. You can do 4 to 6 of them on a cleanse day, and they just sail you right through a cleanse day. So this might be, you know, after the fact, you know, cleansing should be a way of life. With our cleanse, it's gentle enough that you could do it every month. So another one is the Whey Thins. This is made from the protein that the shake is made out of from New Zealand. I think there's like 9 grams of protein, and it's a 100-calorie snack. They have sour cream and onion, cheddar, and barbecue. They're really good, but they're very healthy for you. Those are approved for a cleanse day as well. And then you have the natural energy shot, the E-shot, which is flavored with pomegranate and apple. They wanted to, you know, give people a healthy choice that we're doing the 5-hour energies and the Red Bulls and things like that. It actually has natural caffeine from green tea and GABA as well. But there's adaptogens in there, and that's what really is giving the energy and the endurance and along with the mental clarity from the green tea. And then you have the meal replacement bars as well. So there's some other, we call these sticky products. Once people try them, they love them, and they usually buy something similar to these. But since you have your own online health food store, now you can have access to these at your wholesale price and earn the BV from them when you order them. And we use them. E-shots, I use them every day. Isodelites, every day. So not just for cleanse days, but these, except for the isoline bars, those are not approved for a cleanse day. And then having a blender is a great way, either a Magic Bullet blender down at Walmart or Isogenics sells this ISO blender. But having a good blender that's quick and easy to clean up is awesome, because I do 2 shakes a day. I've been doing that for 11 years. My wife does 1 to 2 shakes. My kids do them. It's just really easy, fast cleanup rather than using a big blender. So these are some things that just help make it nice. Also, they have a product catalog you guys probably got in your kit that introduces you to more of the products. They have a skincare line, and they give you the ingredients of every product. We want people to see what our ingredients are because we're so proud of them and the quality that goes into our products. And then there's just things that you can learn in the product catalog as well. One other thing, at isoproduct.com, you can talk to a certified nutritionist. Her name's Ina Nozak. I know her personally. And she's available 3 times a week. And if you go to isoproduct.com, it gives you the phone number and the times that she's on. And so that's a great something for people to be able to access. And, if you're going to be sharing the products with people, this is their own personal nutritionist that they get to call up and ask questions. So from there, I just want to give one little bit here on the lifestyle versus the diet. A lot of people that come into Isogenics, they've seen their friends lose weight, and very effectively, very dramatically, and they come in with this diet mentality a lot of times. And I put the sumo wrestler on there because how sumo wrestlers gain their incredible amount of fat on their body is they skip 2 meals and then they eat dinner. And these professional sumo wrestlers have these professional cooks that will cook them up anything, eclairs and pasta and all kinds of stuff. And they'll eat as much as they can and gorge themselves on that last meal of the day. So they skip breakfast and lunch and they eat a big dinner. And their body thinks it's in a famine. And so what it does is it stores those calories away because it's been starving most of the day. And then, so the body's pretty smart. It says, well, let's store some of this away, to get us through this famine. And the reason I share that is because that's how a lot of people do their diet. They'll starve their body and then they'll eat because they have to eat at some point. And even though it may be less, like not like a sumo wrestler, it's still the same mentality and the same thing that's going on with the anatomy of the body. And some people who are like really extreme athletes, they'll do the same thing, but it's from a different perspective. They'll overwork out and they'll undercalorie their body. And so they stay plateaued out. So these are some things that would actually sabotage somebody from getting the results that they want to see from doing the program like the 30-day system. If you just treat it as a lifestyle, something that you could maintain for your entire life, and just get the nutrition in your body, the people that feel like they're cheating and getting the amazing results are the ones who love Isogenics the most, and they make it a lifestyle. And they would be like, why wouldn't anybody do this? Because they're getting that level of health that they want, the energy, and they're losing that excess fat, or even putting on muscle and gaining weight that way if they need to. So this is a lifestyle. I've been doing it for almost 12 years now. My grandbabies, they take it out of the bottle as soon as they're able to use a sippy cup, and then they get in, then they evolve to where they're drinking it out of a glass. So we wouldn't put our grandbabies on a diet, so it's a lifestyle, and it's getting them the nutrition that they're not getting from their food sources. So just something to take note of here. Don't treat this like a diet. One of the things that I kind of get frustrated with is people say, I'm so hungry on this. So all my answer is just eat more. Then just eat more throughout the day. And sometimes a dieter can't get that mentality across, and it's really hard to get them to change their philosophy and their ideology about losing weight. They think less calories, burn more calories, you're going to lose weight. It's not always the case. So we're going to talk about 2 different days here. It's really simple, and there's only 2 different days in the whole system, the S days and the C days. The blue days are your shake days, and we'll go through what that looks like. And then the C days are your cleanse days on a 30-day system. You're going to cleanse once a week for the entire month. and you're going to cleanse the same day each week. So if you pick Tuesday, then you would cleanse every Tuesday. Now, what we would like people to do is a minimum of 2 shake days before they go into a cleanse day. Help to balance the body out, get the alkalinity up through the nutrition that's in the shake, and then go into a cleanse day. It will help with the healing crisis and some of the cleansing effects that sometimes people experience, like headaches and withdrawals from caffeine and stuff like that. If you ease into it with the shake, it's much more gentler. So let's go into these 2 days. Oh, and also, what I did to get the results that I got is I did 2 back-to-back cleanse days like that, where it's called a 48-hour cleanse. The 9-day system treats it this way, and you lose 50% more fat on a 2-day cleanse. On that second day, you'll lose 50% more fat. After about 30 hours, you've burned up your carbs that are stored in your liver and some in your muscle. And then after that, it starts going to the fat. And because we're cleaning the toxins out of the fat, the body is just taking it from that fat now. And so a lot of people like to do the 2-day cleanse before going on a cruise, or when it's beach season, or before they're getting married. We'll find people doing the 9-day system or a 48-hour cleanse. John Anderson said you should do the 48-hour cleanse once at least every 6 months. So again, the 9-day system would be 2 weeks. You'd go 2 days cleanse, 5 days shake, and 2 days cleanse. That's the 9-day system. So if you wanted to do that with a 30-day system, you'd have to buy 2 more bottles of cleanse, and you could follow this program. I lost 27 pounds that way. All right, so let's go into a shake day. There's different types of shakes, and they have similar names, so I just want to clarify that. This is the dairy-free. So this is just plant-based protein. It took 6 years for them to get this right to where that protein was absorbable. They didn't want to just put a dairy-free shake out there to say they had one. They wanted to make sure that the protein was absorbable. There's chocolate, vanilla chai, and berry. And these have become my favorite. The berry is my favorite now. This is the Isoline shake, and this is the whey protein out of New Zealand. They're all gluten and soy-free and all of that. This is 24 grams of protein. Both of these are complete meal replacements. This is the Isoline Pro. So it gets a little confusing. You can see Isoline Shake, Isoline Pro, and this is a shake as well. It's a meal replacement, but the grams of protein are higher. It's 36 grams of protein, and it's only available in the packets like this. And then you have IsaPro. This is not a meal replacement. This is a concentrated protein without any nutrition in it. It's the protein out of New Zealand, and it's 18 grams per scoop. And you can absorb about 36 grams of protein every 2 hours. And with our shakes, and because they're enzyme active, John Anderson, knowing how to freeze dry digestive enzymes, they're over 90% bioavailable. So this is a great way to get the protein that's needed on a daily basis through these. I use the IsaPro with the Isogenics greens as a snack in the middle of the day. Okay, so now a shake day, you're going to start out the morning with 3 items. You're going to do your shake, and it just mixes in the blender with ice and water. For a long time, I'd put a half a banana in there. But, the more you're wanting to lose the weight, bananas have a lot of sugar in them. In fact, there's more sugar in a banana than there is in our shake. So the more you add to it, just know the more calories you're adding to it. John Anderson made that as a complete meal with the sugar that your body needs, your brain needs to operate. So everything is in there on the level it should be. It's 30, 30, 40 carbs, proteins, and fats. So the more you start adding stuff into there, the more you're just adding more to it needlessly. Then you're going to do 1 ounce of the Ionic Supreme. It comes in powder and in liquid form. If you're doing the powder, there's a little scooper in the canister, or I use the little sticks because I travel a lot. I just open up the stick and pour it in. They say that the best way to absorb that is with mildly warm water, and just mix it with some water, about 4 ounces, and drink it that way. I personally, and some people are going to disagree, but I like it in my shake. I pour it right into my shake and mix it in there with it. And then you're going to take 1 natural accelerator. This is a natural thermogenic. It raises the core temperature of your body by about 0.5 degree so that you're burning fat just by taking that. It also helps to regulate blood sugar as well for people who have glucose issues or hypoglycemic. Right, so those 3 are in the morning, and then you're going to do a mid-morning snack, and I'll give you some ideas of snacks on the next page. But about 100, 150 calories, and this is a cookie cutter approach. This is a starting point for people. There are some people that are way more active. If you're out riding your bike 20 miles a day, then you know that you're going to need to take in more calories than what I'm showing here. Then you're going to do a lunch, and it's just a sensible lunch where you have your 30, 30, 40s. And I'll go over that a little bit on the next slide. And then you're going to do a snack again in the afternoon, and you're going to take another natural accelerator. So there's one capsule is what you're doing both times. So in the morning and in the afternoon. The ionics and the natural accelerator are every day, even on cleanse days. Okay. And then you're going to do your dinner, which will be a shake. And then before bed, you'll do one or two of the ISA Flush tablets. Those are to help keep your digestive system flowing. And if you have any issues with constipation, or maybe from going from a lifestyle that you had before this, where you're now doing these protein shakes, if you start to get a little constipated, that's what the ISA Flush helps with. My wife and others that I know there's a lot of people that have digestive issues, and they'll use ISA Flush always just because it helps. And it's all natural occurring within the digestive system. It's not taking the place or doing something for your body that it should be doing itself. So it doesn't take away from your body doing what it's supposed to do. It's just supporting it. Let's see, what else on this? The amped hydrate, I believe some of the 30-day systems, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe your guys's came with some amped hydrate, either samples or a box. This would be like a Gatorade, but like a lot better. The sugar is going to be natural. We don't use any synthetic or processed sugars, so the glycemic index is lower. There's minerals in this, and minerals that are literally going to be absorbed, electrolytes that are put in that. The Dallas Cowboys started using our amped hydrate instead of Gatorade. So it's great for bike riding for the middle of the day, when you want that flavor. There's 3 different flavors there. And then we talked about, some of these other snacks and sticky items. These slim cakes are a 100-calorie snack. They're high fiber, and they taste great. We love them here in our house. So there's a shake day. Do you guys have any questions on this shake day?
I have a question real quick about the little snacks, the wafers that came with the chocolate skinny snacks. Is that only on a cleanse day, or is there enough to supplement on the shake days as well?
Yeah, they're designed for the cleanse days, but I use them sometimes when I can't get to something to eat. They're like my little emergency. They work great. They really suppress my appetite by giving me the carbs, fats, and proteins. But it's a very small amount. But yeah, I do use them on days besides the cleanse days, but you want to make sure you don't run out of them for a cleanse day.
Okay, thank you. Go on.
Okay. Anybody else? All right. So some sensible. Yeah, go ahead.
This is Glenn. I was just kind of wondering, I downloaded a shake meal, shake timetable, and it's a little bit different than what you're showing here. Is it important to stay to yours or stay to the one that, that's on the website?
No, I'm glad you asked that, because there's other ways. This is a cookie cutter approach, like I was saying, but when the person that started me, and they had coached a lot of people, and I've coached a lot of people now, thousands of people, and one of the things that I did and that I pass on, and I almost forgot until you asked that question, I would do a smaller lunch and a smaller dinner with food, and then I still did my 2 shakes. So I would do a shake, snack, a small lunch, a snack, and then I'd do my shake like around between 4:30 and 5:30. And then I would do a small dinner for dinner, like 6:30, 7 o'clock. If I was going to go out to dinner with my wife to a restaurant, which we went to Applebee's, I would get the Oriental salad. I would get the half salad, and I did my shake before we left, like a half hour. And I just wasn't hungry. But still, I wanted to have the social life. I didn't want it to interrupt. If we were going to eat together as a family, I could still do that. I would just adjust what I was eating earlier in the day. Some people will do the shake, and then a meal. To me, there's not enough calories in the shake to sustain me from working out that morning to having two shakes back to back. I would either have to really bump up my snacks, or just try and figure out how to manipulate that a little bit different. But for me personally, doing two shakes back to back isn't enough calories, and then doing one meal for dinner with my snacks. But for some people, it works perfect. You just got to experiment a little bit.
Okay, thanks.
And I liked getting the nutrition in more separated than the shake. I know that how important the nutrition is in that shake, and having them spread apart a little bit more was more ideal for me. All right. Any other questions?
Yeah, Jason here, Dave. Now, with regards to the welcome packet that we got, and again, like the picture that you're showing right now has an apple and almonds. So, I mean, is there anything wrong if we're having a hunger urge to chow down some Brussels sprouts or some broccoli or celery or anything vegetable-like in the meantime before the scheduled snacks, accelerators, so on and so forth during the day, or is that going to just mess things up?
No, it won't mess anything up. You could eat as much vegetables as you want. Even before bed, I would be okay with vegetables. Yeah, anytime during the day, celery, anything with vegetables is fine. It's not going to mess anything up.
Okay. Okay. Is hummus a vegetable?
I like hummus, and I don't know if it's on this picture, but I was going to mention it. I like hummus. I like oatmeal, the steel cut oatmeal with some chopped nuts and maybe some almond milk. I don't put any sugar or brown sugar in it. That's a snack for me if I just do a small one. You can just take a look at the picture here. Anytime you do fruit, which I would do on the first half of the day rather than the second half of the day, do some almonds with fruit. Like if you're going to do a small apple, throw some almonds with it. Bananas, really, just try and stay away from bananas if you're wanting to lose weight. But they're not. It's not going to destroy the program, especially in the beginning, as your body's going to release more weight faster. But yeah, does that answer your question?
Yeah, we have a consensus of a question here amongst this group with regards to caffeine and alcohol.
Yes.
Please enlighten us, advise us, as far as, is it completely abstinence for 30 days, or is it, okay, I have 1 or 2 beers a day, is it cutting it in half? Is it like, oh my goodness, I have to give it up, the whole mental, social thing, bless you. Please enlighten us.
Okay, yeah. Let me start with what should you absolutely not do. And this was tough for me. Not tough for me because I wanted to give it up, soda and coffee. I knew it was bad for me, but I had to have it to get through the day because my fatigue was so dramatic. So I would say if you feel like, whoa, you're going to take my coffee away from me, just trust me on this one, and go for it without a week. Go without it for a week, and if you still crave your coffee after a week, after you've done your cleanse days and you've been on the shakes for a good 5-6 days, then go ahead and do what you feel you need to do. Most people will try and drink it and they can't even get through a half a cup. I haven't touched coffee or soda in almost 12 years, thankfully, because it got rid of the cravings for me. Now, when it comes to alcohol, there's been some trainings on it, and they talk about how much you set yourself back if you're weight loss. I think they were saying like 3 days. You'd be set back 3 days in this program with like 1 martini or something like that, concentrated alcohol. So, if you're wanting to have the weight loss, then you got to, consider and weigh your options there. And is it worth it in this moment? Or, should I grab something else to drink just to be able to mingle with people? Obviously, nothing is like mandatory. People are still going to get great results even if they, I would say, drink on a weekly basis with this program. You're still going to get awesome results. It's just, you got to weigh some things out, and how motivated are you? And a lot of the cravings will go away, though, you guys, even with alcohol. We've even seen it with tobacco. And John Gray, who wrote Men Are From Mars, Women From Venus, he talks about the brain chemistry and why some people will actually lose their craving for cigarettes because of the shake. So I would find that, yeah, you can still, I would say go the first week at least without any of that. And then if you want to introduce some of that back into your lifestyle, then by all means. And if you want that to be part of your lifestyle, then don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Just, you know, uh, fit it back in a way that you find that it's acceptable for yourself. But I would say go the first week if that was a question on what would I recommend, and then see where you're at after that.
All right. All right. Okay, 7 days, not a work week, David. Other David. Okay.
Here.
Give it 7 to 10 days, and then I mean, because I don't know if I told you, but I brew beer. I'm a home brewer, and it's part of my lifestyle. So to say giving up part of myself is really a mental challenge, and then you know what I mean. So I'm willing to give up 7 days, 7 to 10 days. Say, how are you doing after 7 to 10 days pure? And I have a pouring event this week, and I'm going to give it up.
Wow. Well, the speed of the leader is the speed of the pack, you guys. Leaders go first.
I'm doing it.
Hey, and you know what? People drink in isogenics, and people still drink coffee. I mean, we even brought in our own coffee, but we alkalined it by putting minerals into it. So it's at a 7 on the pH chart, where coffee is usually around a 3 on the acidic. The Cougars, the owners of the company, they drink, they socialize. So it's not like we're asking people to give up their life. We're not. When we go to the top achievers events and we're at the top 50, they have a cocktail party before we have our dinner. I personally don't drink. My wife doesn't drink, but there are many people that do. So there's still a lifestyle that is there. Okay, we're not asking people to.
So, like I said, it's moderation. My dad has a question.
Yeah, how much yerba mate tea can you drink a day? Can you drink that instead of just water, or is that limited?
Yeah, I would probably limit it. Again, moderation. Do you do it for energy wise?
Yeah, well, I bought an ionizer to alkaline my water that I drink during the day and make my tea with.
Oh, okay.
So
That's better. Yeah, that's better. I drink green tea sometimes on a cleanse day. So yeah, that's if you're alkalining the water. I was going to say I don't know if yerba mate is acidic. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I know it's in the e-shots. They use yerba mate and they use green tea in that. So if you're doing it for energy too, you might look into those e-shots. They are fantastic.
Yeah, I bought a pH meter so I can test what I'm drinking and what if I'm mixing something, I can see what the end pH is, like on the yerba mate when I mix it together. So
yeah, that's a good deal. Yeah, if it's up there in the 7s, I would say yeah, you're fine.
Okay, nice.
Cool. Any other questions?
We're good on our end.
All right, so they say on the mill 400 to 600 calories. Again, that's a starting point, okay? If you're more active, I mean, just use common sense on this. And when you start getting hungry and you're thinking about the next meal an hour after you had your lunch, you're not eating enough based on your lifestyle. So just bump things up. Don't think that if you do it over the 600 calories that you're not going to, if you're wanting to lose weight, that you're not going to lose it. Just use common sense. You're getting dizzy when you stand up, you're not eating enough. So, and then just, a plate, how should it look? Basically like that, some kind of protein, a grain, quinoa, brown rice. The things that I would say stay away from too are your fast foods for this first 7 days. Okay, your fast foods, your pastries, your donuts, cookies, things like that, the sweets. You'll find you'll lose the cravings for those things. I used to be a donut lover, and I haven't had a donut in years. I don't know when the last time I was. It's been over 5, 6, 7 years easily. And it's not that I'm forcing myself and using willpower. I just don't. It doesn't even faze me when I look at them.
All Dave, right. Jason, real quick, what you'll have to do after this seminar is just give all these folks a rundown of your history as a mechanic and what brought you to this state. So just FYI, I think they'd love to hear that.
Okay, I'll do it. Yeah, we're almost done here. So let's go over the cleanse day. The cleanse days here are in red. And with a 30-day system, like I said, you're doing one cleanse day every week, and you're going to do the same day. So you want to pick a day. You don't want to be working out on a cleanse day because you're not taking in calories. There's no food as far as you're not going to be eating meals or taking shakes. You're still taking nutrition in. It's called a full body nutritional cellular cleanse. And in a lot of ways, people are getting more nutrients in their body than people who are eating at McDonald's and, eating out all day. They're getting more real nutrition from a cleanse day. It's just we're not getting the calories. Now, these botanicals are designed to support your organs to do the job they already know how to do. We're going to rest the body. Your liver's going to finally get a rest. Your liver does over 200 functions. It's the most it's the most worked organ, and you're going to rest it now, and you're going to cleanse it. We have some incredible ingredients that help to cleanse the liver. It's one of the things that it helps the most. But it's going to cleanse the entire body, and it's going to do it through the urination process. This is not a colon cleanse, a kidney cleanse, a gallbladder cleanse. This is a full body nutritional cellular cleanse. There's things like burdock root and yellow dock that are known for pulling heavy metals out of the body. So we're going to rest the body. We're going to drink lots of water, and we're going to cleanse it. And it's going to cleanse through the urination process. So in the morning, you're going to do the natural accelerator and 4 ounces of the liquid cleanse and 2 scoops of the powdered cleanse. All right. And then I say just do it like about every 4 hours apart, every 3.5, 4 hours apart. So at 11 a.m., you're doing another 4 ounces or 2 scoops. And you can mix it with as much water as you want, you guys. That doesn't matter. And you could even pre-mix it and take it to work with you in separate bottles and throw it in the fridge. Okay. It doesn't matter if you pre-mix it. The powder I love because I travel and I just throw it in my backpack and get some water and mix it when I'm ready to do it. Again, around 3 o'clock, and you're going to do the natural accelerator, again, like you were doing on the shake days. And then you're going to do it again at 7 p.m. and then the isoflush. Now, the Ionics Supreme is, you're going to do this on a cleanse day. That's one of those everyday products like the natural accelerator and the isoflush. I like to do my Ionics mixed with my cleanse at 3 o'clock, and I take the natural accelerator. I do all that. It gives me that extra boost on the cleanse day that I'm wanting, that mental endurance. And so Ionics, instead of taking it in the morning, I take it in the afternoon right there. And I mix it with the Isogenics greens and my cleanse. So I don't have a picture of the greens on here, but the greens are great. 1 scoop is 20 servings of vegetables. Now these are important, the snacks. You're doing 6 to 8 of them on a cleanse day. So every time you do the natural accelerators, make sure you're doing 1 to 2 of the snacks. There's cayenne pepper in there, and I like to have a little bit of something in my stomach when I take that natural accelerator. So I'll do 1 to 2 of the snacks for sure at that 7 a.m. and at the 3 p.m. And then you're just going to use them throughout the day, and maybe you'll even need a couple before you go to bed at night. So no shakes, no meals. You're doing the cleanse, and you're drinking a lot of water. You should be drinking half of your weight in ounces of water. Really initiate the urination process. And you'll even notice the urine, it's coming out different. And you'll feel that urge to want to urinate more than you normally do. That's the liver coating the toxins now that it got the nutrients from the cleanse. As the toxins are going through your liver, because they just keep circulating through, they get coated and sent to the kidneys, and then they go out the urine. You're going to feel that push for those to want to get out of your body, and it'll even smell different. If I don't want to give you too much information here, but that's the case. Now, if you have a lot of mucoid built up on your colon walls, that's that sludge that just hangs onto the walls and it covers up your cilia hair and prevents you from absorbing the nutrients as it's going through the digestive system. If there's a lot of that mucoid, that'll come out usually the day after you cleanse, the next morning or so. But you typically don't get diarrhea from our cleanse. It's not that kind of cleanse. But if you have a very, I wouldn't say unhealthy digestive system, but if there's a lot of that mucoid in there, it'll get it out. So, and then again, drinking lots of water on a cleanse day, half of your weight in ounces. And these are approved things over here for cleanse days, so that you just know that in the future.
Dave,
Yeah.
for you. Are there any healthy food products on cleanse day, or is it purely
I was going to ask about celery
or
cucumbers.
celery, like at the night, let's say
Zero
I'm not
caffeine.
going to bed at 7 p.m. Is there something, oh, I can chew on some celery to quench my need for that gustatory crunch or something?
Negligible calories.
Negligible calories, but fiber, cucumbers.
Yeah, the key is we want to keep the body out of digestive mode. That's why they put this nutrition with the carbs, proteins, and fats in here. Keep your blood sugar up, but to keep the body out of digestive mode. I've heard people using celery. They actually say if you don't have the snacks, you would use 1 to 2 thin slices of an apple with 1 to 2 raw almonds. So I'm not opposed. I've used in the past thinly sliced apples on my cleanse day with 1 or 2 raw almonds. Just the more you're throwing at it, they found that people got the best results using the snacks rather than using the apple slices and the raw almonds in place of the snacks. But you still get great results either way. Okay, and I've had people that fell off the wagon on a cleanse day and still lost a dramatic amount of weight and felt great, even though they felt like, wow, I blew it. No, you didn't. You just, you didn't follow it exactly the way it was outlined.
So on your cleanse day, sorry, Dave, you have snacks as an approved nutrient for the cleanse day, but with regards to the 7, 11, 3, or 7 p.m., at what point do you take snacks? Anytime you have a hunger urge, or 6 to 8 during that day? Is it just when you feel you need it, or is it regimented like 7, 11, 3, and 7?
I do them for sure when I'm doing the accelerators. I try to do them right before I do the cleanse. So that's kind of the rule of thumb that I followed. They make you thirsty because they're pretty powdery. If you get the dairy-free ones, they're really good, and they're not as powdery. But I like the snacks, but they do make you thirsty. So it made the cleanse more quenchable for me because I took the snacks just before that. So that's and you want to try and stay ahead of the hunger. And if you worked out really, really hard the day before on a shake day, but you didn't quite get enough calories in, that could backfire for you on a cleanse day. So you got to really think ahead a little bit and prepare yourself for the cleanse day. Doing a brisk walk, things like that is not going to harm you. I like people to cleanse when they're on a work day because it's keeping them busy. The day goes by faster and you're not in the kitchen like you would be on a weekend. But yeah, so I just threw in a couple of things there along with that. The snacks, just use them. Try to stay ahead of the hunger. The hydrate is approved for cleanse days too. So remember, you could use that. I like to use that around this 3 o'clock time when I'm doing the ionics. So I'll even mix the amped hydrate with the ionics and the cleanse, and it's about 10 to 12 ounces of water, maybe even 16 with some ice. And then I'm just going to drink that. It really charges me for the rest of the day.
Okay. So you experienced fit, and that was probably the easiest of our 3 workouts, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So with that said, Tuesday, the cleanse day, is the day after we do that 1 of 3 workouts. So having said that, how should we approach that cleanse, and or someone that does work out rigorously at least 3 days a week? Okay, here Paul has a question for you.
Yeah, so I'm an avid cyclist, and I have been trying to get back on the bike. Part of my weight loss issue has been not riding my bike in the last, year for a variety of reasons, none of which I will bore you with. However, now that I'm back riding again, on Wednesday mornings, I'll ride 35 to 40 miles at a very brisk pace. I will burn 800 to 900, sometimes depending on how hard I push, 1,000 calories. On Saturday, I'll go on a 40 to 50 mile bike ride, and I'm burning upwards of, per my heart rate monitor, 1,200 to 1,500 calories. How do I go about replenishing that caloric loss based on this restrictive diet?
Yeah, you would just eat more. I mean, I would imagine you probably already eat pretty well. So you could almost look at it as you're just going to be adding 2 shakes to your
Sorry.
regimen.
He just shook his head. I don't eat well at all.
Oh, well,
I can ride the heck out of a bike, but anyhow.
well,
Let's be honest.
this is going to be great. I would just say that you're going to need to take in the calories, obviously. You might want to look into the bars too. A lot of our athletes use those bars on a bike ride. The track and field for BYU, they did a study with them. All of their times improved in track and field when they did a bar before and during their workout. Also, the guy that's tearing it up in the PGA right now, that's taking first, he's like the new Tiger Woods. He's on Isogenics. He's Eric Coover's friend from college when they played golf together. He eats a bar while he's playing golf. So you might want to look into the bars. They also have some amped workout stuff, amped power, which is or pre and during workout, and then they have a recovery that's post workout. So there's some other ways for you to actually maximize what you're doing. So I would just say you're going to need to eat more, but you should notice a big difference with the isogenesis and your endurance, and once you start doing this, and the cleanse day. So you're going to have to take a day in the week because I have Ironman. Mike Lance, he's never done any kind of running event. He was a basketball player in college. That was about it. He got on this program, lost 53 pounds, and he says, I'm going to go back to being an athlete. And his first event was an Ironman. He's done 15 of them now. So, when he cleanses, though, he's following the maintenance cleansing 2 days a month. But he's going to find a day where he just knows he has to schedule around that cleanse day. Otherwise, it backfires.
Yeah, so the easy answer, or the take-home answer, I should say, would be calories in, calories out. I mean, reasonably, obviously better replenished with isogenic products, but essentially what I expend, I can safely replenish. Yes.
Yeah. And are you wanting to lose weight?
No. That's the whole reason, behind this. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I mean, historically, my weight loss strategy has been riding the heck out of my bike, and it's worked for me. But now at age 52, it's not getting it done anymore. So,
yeah, that's where I was. I couldn't lose. I was riding my bike 100 miles every 5 days, and I lost 6 pounds, and it stopped. And then I got on this, and I lost 53 pounds.
Yeah, awesome.
So yeah, I think you're going to love it. Just make sure, because remember, you can sabotage this program by under-calorying.
Yeah, exactly.
You might do a lunch.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
and Dave, that's why we have this really nice kind of mix of people, male, female, old, young, that this is my litmus test. It's like, if this works, I'm in. Yeah, I will share it with my patients as the weight loss program for you. I mean, and one of the questions that we wanted to ask, because most of us here are with Janai and Cindy and Malcolm and we. So do we have to stop our Juice Plus capsules every day? In the sense of that's not going to sabotage because that's phytonutrition, right?
No, it's not going to sabotage anything.
Yeah, it's just good nutrition.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Okay. Now, and one thing that I've been doing personally is doing a turmeric and cayenne, ginger, and black pepper with a little sea salt and apple cider vinegar shake in the morning. Is that something that I have to stop, or
I would set it to the side. We have turmeric in the product. I'm not sure how much of those other things that you mentioned, but like John Gray, he just says set everything to the side while you do this program. And if you feel better than you ever have, then that would be an added expense that would be needless if you're feeling better than you ever have, right? So there's people that actually haven't brought their supplements back in, that they were trying to get rid of certain issues with their health. And when they set them to the side, it actually got rid of their issues and they never had to reincur that expense. So it was an expense for them rather than at that point.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm willing to do that, but I have a connection, so it's not a
Yeah.
cost.
Well,
to me, but it's
so yeah, just let it see how it does on its own, right? On its own merit. And, then that way you can kind of judge and be able to share with people. It's a great test. Like the guy told me to not exercise when I did it. I was already exercising like a madman. He says, I don't tell people to do that, but I just want to do it with you. And I want you to see how good the nutrition actually works. And so it's a great story and it's a great help to be able to share that with people that I actually did what he asked me to do. I lost 27 pounds with no exercise. So,
okay.
all
Very
right.
good.
Yeah, good questions. All right, so make sure that you weigh and measure. I know they give you this little measuring tape in the kit, and then they have different areas for you to measure. This is so important. Our clinicals showed that we lost 4 times more fat and gained 4 times more muscle than the heart healthy diet with no exercise. So the scale is not going to tell you the exact, truth, because if you're losing the fat but you're putting on muscle, the scale is just not going to read what you're actually experiencing. For every 3 inches is 1 pound of fat. So make sure that you do both, and you want to weigh and measure before you start. I would take a picture as well. I'm so glad that they talked me into taking the picture. It's made me a multimillionaire in this company with that picture. And what else? You're going to weigh and measure before you start, and then the morning after every cleanse day is when I would weigh and measure again. And I think that's how they have you do it in the chart. So you'll do a total of 4 times.
Quick question for you. Can you please explain the body challenge for those of us that are all new to the company, in the sense of, I've been telling people, hey, do 4 months, and something about compensation, or talk about that body challenge and what it entails.
Yeah, you can enroll into the ISA Body Challenge. It starts whenever you start. You need to take a picture with a newspaper showing the date on the front, and then you'd set the paper down and take pictures front, side, and back, and then register into the program. You'll have to submit those before pictures and after pictures at the end of the program, and it's free. It's the world's largest body transformation. I think there was 21,000 people that did it last year. 3 of my friends have won it, and there's a lot of different prizes. It goes 4 months. So at the end of 4 months, if you did everything they asked you to do, which is simple, you just need to order the products every month that you're going to use, and then submit your thing at the end. They give you a $200 product coupon or $200 of free product. So they're actually paying you to do it. And then there's an opportunity for you to win. I have one friend that won $120,000. The last one was $25,000. And there's a lot of runner-ups and just a lot of different perks for doing the program. They give you a shirt for completing it. It's a cool program. Yeah, and you can do it as many times as you want. The guy that won for the senior citizens had done it 7 times. And incredible transformation each time. The guy looks so fit now after doing it 7 times. He won for his age category.
So the exercise.
Dave, so I think I did read the rules, in the sense of you have to submit your photos and all that, and then like a 200 to 250 word entry resume or an essay of why you're doing it.
Yes.
Right?
It's
not
not
major, but
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's not just weight loss. It's what's happened to you on this journey. And then also we have athletes who have just gotten a lot fitter. So it's not just people who you would think like the Biggest Loser. That's not how they're judging it, who lost the most weight. So the essay has a lot to do with it as well.
Now, is the essay before or after the 4 months?
After.
Oh, didn't know that. Okay, I thought it was before. That's good.
Is it the 4-month program, 4 30-day programs?
No, so explain to them again with regards to the minimum amount of BV that they have to buy to still qualify for the 4 month.
Yeah, I think it's right around a 30-day system. It's not quite a 30-day system amount every month, but basically like this system that you're using now for 4 months.
And I think technically it's a shake a day and the product B, which is about, what is that? Janai, you can help me here. What about, what, $100 a month?
$150 for product B and a shake a day. Yeah, it's about 150.
Okay. Ish. So, okay.
Yeah, plus your tax and shipping, but yeah,
Okay.
that's what's called.
I believe 500 points. I believe in the 4 months. I believe, Dave, that it's 500 points.
Yeah, I think
which if you have your 100 points a month, which qualify you also to, get any rebates for if you're sharing it with others. So 100 points a month. And then we usually get a little bit more than that anyway if you want some of the other things. So
yeah.
500 points is pretty much just what someone would normally be on for 4 months worth.
Yeah, like a maintenance pack or something. Yeah, it's pretty easy to hit 500 if you love the products and you want to keep filling the way you do from them, getting the results. I unmuted Glenn. I got your text, Janai, that Glenn.
Okay.
Be unmuted. Glenn, sorry about that. I don't know how you got muted.
And I want to
Yeah,
also say they have skincare, they have the coffee, they have these other products. So when I first heard that we could be shopping from our own health food store and actually make money back from that, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yep. Okay, Glenn, go ahead.
I'm back. I just lost connection, and then when I came back, I was unmuted. I mean, I was muted, so
okay.
we're good now.
And I've got it recorded too, so if you miss some of it, you can watch it on playback.
Okay.
This is the maintenance program right here, you guys, and what John Anderson, as the formulators, recommends is minimum 1 shake a day, 2 cleanse days a month. And those are our 4 pillars. So you have the meal replacement, the Ionic Supreme, the Cleanse for Life, and the Isogenesis. And really, it's, people look at Isogenics as a weight loss program, but it's not. Your body's just getting healthy, and a healthy body releases all that excess stuff that's in there. It doesn't need it when you're at homeostasis. So it's really about creating a lifestyle that supports your body to consistently be the absolute best that it can be. I mean, I function at a high level, and I think about this a lot, how grateful. I don't know what I would do without Isogenics because I know where I was before without it. And there's just no way I could run at the level that I do. And I was looking on Facebook the other day, and there's another gal that's just, she's very highly motivated. She's a rock star in the company. Her name's Casey. And she said that she makes sure that she's taking her Isogenics products every day because of the level she wants to play on at life. And that's exactly how I feel using the pillars and some of the other products that I use to keep me going. And I don't need a recovery. I feel great, and I can keep going like the Energizer Bunny. So no matter, everybody's in between there somewhere from, wanting to have good health to being the best of the best of the best. And Isogenics really can meet that on anybody's level. So that's a maintenance program. That's bare minimum right there. At least 1 shake a day, 2 cleanse days a month.
Right. That's fantastic. Dave, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
This is Jake, by the way. Do you have any information on this PowerPoint, just again with the new people here, just to give a little bit of a background on the isogenesis?
Yeah. Let me go through one. I have one more slide left, and then I'll hit on that, and then I'll just give you a little bit of my story to finish up.
That'd be fantastic. Thank you.
You bet. One of the things that the company really wants the individual to succeed. They came out of retirement, and all of them did, Jim and Kathy and John Anderson, and they realized that as consumers, people were being shortchanged. And so along with creating the healthiest people on the planet, they also want to create the wealthiest through people sharing these products. They just announced the 220th millionaire yesterday. They also put together a personal development. Personal development's always been a part of our program, but they hired a guy named Rod Hairston, who was a lead trainer for Tony Robbins. And Rod put this together, and the NFL is actually asking him to do something like this for the NFL players after they retire from football. And because we're having such incredible results with this, I'll show you the numbers on it in just a sec. But you can log into your website and you can start this. It's called Healthy Mind and Body. It's $39.95. It goes 60 days, and you log in to your website it's called the Healthy Mind and Body website. You log in every morning or every day, and it goes for 60 straight days. And what it does is it takes us from where we are, and everybody usually has a goal or something they're striving to attain or achieve. That would be identity over here. So this would be your goals that you're having. And what Rod is so great at doing is helping us to realize this cycle of growth that we go through. And no matter if you're a billionaire or you're somebody who's in debt and trying to get out of debt, and you're making minimum wage, it doesn't matter. Both of them could take this program and go to the next level. And anytime you set a new goal, the next phase after inception of setting the goal is deception. And it's that negative self-talk that we subconsciously and consciously do. And most people don't even know that they do it. So what happens is they just hamster wheel right here. And they start over and they begin again, and they start over, and the categories of deception. And it does an incredible job of taking you through this, identifying it, no matter where you're at in your life, and then getting you into transformation. And once the things start to change in our lives, he says actually more people turn back to the old identity once the transformation starts to happen. And because it's scary, but it talks you through that. And it gets you to where you're to your new identity, and you take that on as the new identity, and it becomes a subconscious thing at that point. So there's 17,900 people who have participated in the Healthy Mind and Body program, and when you complete it at the end of 60 days, they give you $45 of coupon for free products. So they're paying you $5. When Rod was told that by Jim Coover, the founder, one of the founders of the company, he says, that doesn't make sense. This is an $800 program that I offer, and you're going to pay them $5 to do it? It doesn't make sense. And Jim said, just watch. That's all he said, just watch. So 17,900 people participated. 17,400 completed it. 14,000 stayed and made Isogenics a lifestyle. And so 60 days to a new identity. You have to address the mental side of it. We think we're working on a physical body. Everything is mental. And unless you have the tools to help you get through that mental side, it's hard to move forward. We'll self-sabotage ourselves in so many ways that we sabotage ourselves. So I did this program 3 times. I've now gone on to the next one, which is called Top 50. Once you have your website, you would just go to this tab called Resources, and then you would click on Go to Healthy Mind and Body and start up right there. And it would start the day that you initiate it. You asked me another question on something. What was it, Jason?
Well, I think we wanted to know about your background and then the background of the founders with regards to the product B, the telomerase.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead. Sorry.
The IsoBody Challenge is in this tab right here, Contest and Promotions, right there.
Okay.
Hey, Jason, if they can come on Tuesday, that's what he's going to give. Is the group there able to come on Tuesday?
No.
Okay, because he gives a whole hour presentation on
what
that.
we'll do, let's set up another webinar, but I'll give you just a quick, the Reader's Digest version, and then we can do a more in-depth as we progress along here. We'll do another webinar just like this. I love doing the webinars. And
next week is heavy light, Dave, so it's a really tough one.
Yeah, we can do it whenever you want. So with the webinar.
I'm talking about the workout at Physio Motion after your Tuesday night.
You're doing on next Tuesday. Is that when it was? When it came in, or was it Wednesday?
So Wednesday after, like when you came with Malcolm. We're doing heavy light.
Yeah, we're planning on coming this week again, or next week, if that's all right.
Of course. Welcome
Awesome.
to the next level.
Looking forward to it. Okay, so my background was I was just raising 5 kids. I was 36 years old at the time, and my fatigue has always been a problem for me. I've always had like this chronic fatigue and couldn't figure it out. We just always assumed it was allergies. Um, Even as a teenager, my mom would take me to the doctors. So um, here I was at 36 years old and having this totally affect my life and the quality of my life was how tired I was all the time. And I was overweight in spite of, doing, 100 miles on my bike every 5 days, working out, running stadiums. And so I was praying for a solution because, I'm a, somebody that's highly motivated and I want to do things. I want to get things done. I want to make a contribution and an impact in the world. And my body was totally holding me back. My spirit was strong, but my body was holding me back. And in answer to my prayer, I asked God to either take my life. I was that out of balance. I was not even thinking right, asking God to take my life. I mean, that's where I had gotten to, or help me find a solution. And we won some product. That's how we got it. We won the product from Isogenics at an expo. I wouldn't buy it. My wife was trying to get me to buy it. She bought into it, and I threw the guy's card away. But she entered a drawing, and I won some. And that was the beginning of this incredible journey that I've been on now for almost 12 years, and the impact that I've been able to make in the world because of it. It's been pretty significant. And now it's wanting to help other people and supporting them. My mantra is bringing heaven to earth. Well, what does that look like? Well, I have that as a clearly defined objective, and that's supporting people to be all that they want to be in their lives and to help them to accomplish their goals and then create more goals that show up because they've hit the goals they wanted to hit. And I mean, just imagine everybody hitting their goals in life and being the healthiest they can be and having the support and the environment to be able to do that. So that's been that's my mission now. I feel like I'm on this mission and it's my crusade. And there's a lot of other people that have this same mission already. And Isogenics I call it a divinely inspired company that really supports us. I get to do it however I want. I put this PowerPoint together, I put my other PowerPoints together. They don't check on me. I get to build this business according to, the dictates of my own spirit. So when Isogenesis came out, so I'd been sharing this nutrition that I just shared with you for, it was about 6 years at that point. Bill Andrews was introduced to the company. He's a geneticist, and he identified the gene. It would be called your youth gene. It's the gene that keeps the reproductive cells youthful in an older person. So that when the baby's born younger than the parent. That just has to be the case, right? Well, all of our cells have that youth gene. We've just been getting further and further away from supporting it, and we can see that. I mean, people are developing degenerative diseases at younger and younger ages. They're just we're in a health crisis. A lot of things that are happening that didn't used to be, and that's because we're supporting the body less and less than we ever have. But particularly this youth gene called telomerase. It's the gene in a plant that takes a plant that you've neglected and then you start watering it again, and all of a sudden it comes back to full life. And all of the symptoms of the degenerative nature in the plant that looked like it was going to die go away. Well, that's what happens in our cells when telomerase is activated. And Bill's the one who identified it in humans and then was able to start working with it and doing scientific research and developing the equipment around it. And he actually got it to activate in human skin cells fully, like it is in the reproductive cells, so that the skin cells would no longer reach senescence. There was no more death of the cell with the skin cells in a petri dish. That's how our reproductive cells are. And then it evolved into working with Harvard and mice, and this is where they took something from a petri dish to living, breathing, blood-pumping mice, which are mammals. And when they activated the gene in the mice, all of the symptoms of aging, just like in a plant, went away. The mice became youthful again on every level. Dr. Ronald DeFino from Harvard said it was a remarkable observation of what appeared to be the reversal of the aging process. So then Bill's been working on for decades trying to find compounds that you and I could consume to be able to activate this gene by supporting it. And he's been in a stalemate with that. After $30 million in testing and over 304,000 tests, he hadn't found anything. And that's where our formulator comes in. He was introduced to Bill Andrews and brought up to speed on his research and started formulating with natural ingredients in the way that John does. And in 2 years, he was able to activate the gene, as vetted by Bill Andrews in his lab. And that's product B, isogenesis. They've done away with product B now, so it's just called isogenesis. And it's supporting, well, we have to say compliantly that it's supporting our telomeres on the ends of our chromosomes. And seen some pretty amazing, miraculous things happening as I've shared that product for over 5 years now. So, and I know, Janai, even within your household, you guys are seeing some pretty significant things happening with
Yep.
the use of isogenesis. And so you guys are going to just see more and more of that. I mean, if everybody could see what I've seen over the last, I don't know, almost 6 years now, I've done over 1,500 presentations, and I just keep going back to the same places. If you guys could all see what I see, you would realize it's the greatest discovery of our time. So that's all coming. You'll see it. I know with you guys doing this, I appreciate you, Jason, really. That's the ideal, is to get a group of people from different varying backgrounds so you can see the kind of results that they get together as a group. It's just such a great way to go in and really give this thing a chance. And so I really appreciate the effort that you've done. And for those of you that have trusted Jason enough to try this out. And
well, thank you. I'm sorry to interrupt, and thank you so much. And I appreciate you taking the time to really, like you said the other day when you were with us at Fit class, I want to really take you under my wing and give you the Cadillac version of this. And for us, really, we are scientists in the sense of, I want to see the results, and this is not something that I want to take the word of mouth. I don't want to see someone say, "Oh yeah, John said this is great, so therefore we are actually going to do this and log our results, and therefore have a real result or not." And that's why we're here. And so I really appreciate you for taking this time with us. And everyone here is looking at the computer going, is there another slide?
oh no, that was it. That was the end. Okay.
Jason,
My dad has another question. I'm gonna be quiet. Here you go.
Talks about building muscle mass and stuff too. Is that just an organic process outside of exercise, where you have to exercise to get the muscle mass increase?
Yeah, and I don't have them in this PowerPoint. I can pull them up, but I don't think I need to pull them up. But I show them in the presentation. The clinical studies. They did a 6-month study with that 30-day system that you guys are doing compared to the Heart Healthy diet, and it was Skidmore College that did it. Dr. Paul Arciero has over 40 published peer-reviewed papers. We gained 4 times more muscle and lost 4 times more fat, increased the metabolism 2 times more, and toxins released through urine were 3 times more in 6 months with no exercise. And we lost 33% visceral fat with no exercise in 6 months. They just couldn't believe it. It's a total outlier when it comes to weight loss, health, performance. It ended up in PubMed, which is the most distinguished medical journal on the planet. It's the most trusted by the medical community, but it ended up in other journals as well. But he says, I have other researchers that are now citing this study and spotlighting it. He says, you've really gone big as a researcher when your other researcher, counterparts are citing your study. And John Anderson, our formulator from the stage, said the Mayo Clinic contacted him about that study and wants to be involved in further studies that we have. And Dr. Paul Arciero was so impressed. He did some other studies as well. I was meeting with Kathy Coover at the corporate office. She's one of the founders. Dr. Paul Arciero wants to get involved with Isogenics and get out of the lab. He says, you know what? This was really fun. It was amazing to watch the life transformations. I would rather be on the Isogenics payroll than being locked up in the lab at Skidmore College. So it's pretty amazing what Isogenics has and what we're doing in the world. So in answer to your question, You'll put muscle on without exercising because the protein is over 90% bioavailable. It's going to happen.
So you'll have even better results working out like we do. This is Erin.
Yeah, you would see better results by working out. I have some great pictures of things like that, but we'll share those on the next one.
Well, we're going to be, as soon as we finish tonight, we're going to take our pictures and measurements and
After we eat.
after we eat, of course, fully inflate.
Thanks, Dave.
Oh, thank you so much, Dave. We look so forward to using you as a resource. And thank you, Janai. And I'm sorry I don't remember your name, but
Glenn.
thank you so much for Glenn. And we're all doing this together. So, and we support each other. So thank you.
Fantastic. Hey, and you guys, you can share my phone number if anybody needs to text me or anything. I'm pretty available, so if anybody can't get a hold of somebody, they could always get a hold of me.
Thank you.
All right, you guys, have a great night. Have a good dinner. We'll talk to you soon.
Good job, everyone. Thanks, Dave.
Bye.
Monday.